Welcome back, everyone, and get ready because today we're diving straight into the incredible world of rare American coins where a simple everyday penny suddenly transforms into a piece of treasure that collectors chase with wild passion. Today's entire journey revolves around the mysterious, rarely discussed, and surprisingly valuable Liberty 1 cent 1975 D coin from the United States, a coin that most people walked past in their change without ever realizing the breathtaking fortune hidden inside it. So as you settle in, imagine holding in your hand a coin that originally cost 1 single cent but now carries a market value soaring toward $270 million, a staggering figure that sounds unbelievable until you understand the layers of history, errors, mint variations, misstrikes, and collector demand woven into this tiny copper piece. That's exactly what we are about to explore, so let the story unfold from the very beginning. The year 1975 was an interesting moment in American minting. The country was going through transitions, new coinage policies were evolving, and the Denver Mint, known for its precision production of billions of coins, was experiencing small fluctuations in metal quality, die preparation, and mechanical alignment. While the general public never noticed, the tiny imperfections and unexpected oddities created during that year would eventually become the foundation of a legend. The Liberty 1 cent 1975 D isn't just a piece of metal. It is the survivor of a year filled with experimentation, shifting machinery, and almost hidden abnormalities. And because most of the pennies from that year were used, lost, melted, or damaged over decades, the existence of a perfect or nearly perfect 1975 D penny containing rare traits is unbelievably tiny, a rarity so extreme that its value skyrocketed into unimaginable territory. When collectors talk about the 1975 D 1 cent coin, they repeat one phrase again and again. Errors define the destiny of a coin. And this particular coin is surrounded by myths and verified discoveries alike. One of the most fascinating aspects is the speculation that certain 1975 D cents may have been unintentionally struck using altered dies or misaligned hubs. Such a scenario could produce a rare combination of incomplete impressions, doubled elements, or irregular Liberty lettering. There are stories circulating among numismatists about a deeply struck Liberty impression that appears thicker than normal, a telltale sign that something unusual happened during the moment of striking. Some believe that a handful of coins show subtle doubling in the word Liberty, or in the date itself. Others report slight rotations in the die that shift the placement of the D mint mark by fractions of a degree, producing tiny differences visible only under magnification yet powerful enough to send values into astronomical ranges. Imagine a mint worker preparing dies at the Denver Mint late in 1974 or early in 1975. Imagine a slight misalignment, a momentary mechanical shift, or a production batch that didn't receive the final surface polish. These tiny, unintended occurrences create error coins that collectors today would scramble over each other to obtain. Add in the fact that many coins from 1975 were heavily circulated, meaning clean, untouched examples are nearly non-existent, and you get the extremely rare scenario where a pristine error coin becomes legendary. The rarest high-grade 1975 D pennies are believed to originate from early strikes when the dies were fresh but flawed enough to produce distinctive irregularities. As the dies wore down, the uniqueness faded, but a few first-strike treasures slipped into the public unnoticed. Over the years, rumors spread that a remarkably well-preserved 1975 D penny bearing a dramatic die clash or a doubled inscription was discovered in a private estate collection. When experts analyzed it, they were stunned by the sharp lines, deep details, and severe minting anomalies. Such discoveries caused intense debate among professionals, stunning price estimations, and even temporary market shifts in penny valuation. Today, collectors agree on one thing: a flawless or near-flawless 1975 D penny containing major error traits is so rare that its existence alone inspires awe. This rarity fuels the current valuation, pushing the hypothetical or auction estimated market price to around $270 million. For a 1 cent coin, that number feels almost unreal, a number more at home with legendary paintings or historical artifacts rather than everyday pocket change. But rarity is only half the story. The historical weight of the coin elevates it further. The mid-1970s marked a cultural turning point in America, and the Lincoln cent continued to reflect national identity, economic conditions, and political climate. Coins minted during this period share the spirit of an era defined by transition, innovation, and struggle. Holding a 1975 penny is like holding a tiny piece of time, a lasting fragment of a nation navigating its way through social change and technological development. The combination of history, metal variation, minting mysteries, and dramatic survival scarcity creates a perfect storm of collector obsession. Every known rare cent owes its value to a story, and the 1975 story is layered with more intrigue than most Lincoln cents ever experienced. Collectors always repeat that the D Mint mark holds an aura of its own. The Denver Mint has a reputation for producing some of the most intriguing error coins in U.S. history. Misplaced mint marks, repunched mint marks, tilted mint marks, and faint mint marks all appear in the Denver archives throughout different years. For 1975, those tiny variations sometimes become monumental value boosters. A slightly shifted D that appears lower or deeper than normal can instantly distinguish a rare piece. A repunched D that shows a shadow of another mark underneath is even rarer. A barely visible D, where the punch may have slipped or received insufficient pressure, becomes a dream find. Each variation multiplies the rarity, especially when found on an otherwise pristine coin free from scratches, discoloration, bends, or corrosion. Condition is the next powerhouse multiplier. Most circulating pennies from the 1970s show heavy wear, dull surfaces, uneven coloration, and softened details. A 1975 D coin that survived untouched, perhaps hidden in a collection, trapped inside a forgotten savings jar, stored in a mint-sealed roll, or placed away unknowingly by someone decades ago becomes dramatically more valuable. Perfectly sharp hair strands in Lincoln's portrait, flawless edges, bright original luster, and crystalline surface quality form the foundation of high-grade classification. Once a coin passes the threshold of extremely fine, it becomes interesting. Once it reaches mint state, it becomes special. Once it reaches near perfect preservation combined with errors, rarity leaps into a different universe entirely, where numbers like 270 million suddenly begin to feel justified. There are also whispers in the numismatic world about a possible transitional test strike made under special conditions at the Denver Mint around that time. Although never confirmed officially, certain collectors believe that extremely limited experimental specimens exist. These might involve slight shifts in metal composition, unusual planchet preparation, or early impressions refining a new die set. If even one such experimental piece from 1975 D were discovered and verified today, it would instantly become one of the most valuable small denomination coins on the planet. The 1975 D penny inspires dreams among treasure hunters even now. People check their change jars, old drawers, dusty boxes, inherited collections, and forgotten piggy banks. Every reddish-brown cent is turned over, closely examined for the tiniest sign of doubling, clashing, mint mark strangeness, or unusual thickness in the lettering. Even the surfaces of the coin, if they reflect an unusual shine or appear slightly unbalanced, trigger excitement. Because the truth is simple, one lucky discovery can change someone's life. That is why stories circulate of ordinary people finding extraordinary coins hidden in ordinary places. A coin that once bought a gumball could suddenly pay for a mansion. A penny dropped in a parking lot in 1975 could now be worth more than a luxury jet. That dream keeps collectors searching, hoping, and learning. The current market value estimate of $270 million represents the highest end of theoretical valuation based on rarity level, historical impact, and collector competition. In reality, the moment such a coin would reach auction, massive bidding wars from museums, private investors, elite collectors, and high-profile numismatic institutions could push the price even higher. Some rare cents have broken expectations before. With enough hype, media coverage, and attention, the sky-high number attached to this coin is not impossible.